have done them proud. I mean, they're in this great run of form. They're through to the Cup semi-finals.
Looking for the 6th successive win. Take them joint top with Hull FC.
Adel Falous just giving us an update there, but as you can see from the graphic, it is warm, it is breezy, it's very humid. Not as hot as it has been in recent days in Perpignan, but it is going to get hot out there, you feel sure about that, because there will be a lot of emotion in this game. Glenn Stewart and Lee Moss are already at it.
Do you know, these are the games that you want to play in, aren't they, Barry? The big games when you know that there's so much at stake, not just the 2 points, but you know you're going to be belted when you carry the ball, don't you?
Without a doubt. I'm feeling me feet and my hands twitching because there's so much riding on this game. You saw a thunderous challenge from Glenn Stewart on Lee Mossop. Their heads met like two stags, and I think we'll see that develop throughout the 80 minutes.
Referee Gareth Hewer could have his hands full in this contest. Catalan will be motivated. Wigan will be motivated. Horo was pushing his luck there, and Stewart is in there again. You can see the strapping on Glenn Stewart's knee there. That's Carney getting up, but earlier on in that tackle, Glenn Stewart's got very badly grazed knees from the trip to Hull last week in the Cup because of the sand on the pitch, and at one stage it was doubtful that he'd be taking part in this game. But important for Wigan that they complete this first set of 6, and they're doing a good job of that so far. They're doing more than a good job of that, because Willie Isa and Josh Charnley have got the ball wide, and Charnley goes down. That's the 5th tackle. Charnley getting up and holding his shoulder. And now Smith kicks crossfield. Manfredi will challenge for that. Richards is underneath it, and in the end the ball is scooped over the dead ball line.
Well, this is a good start from Wigan. They get themselves a penalty. They march 100 metres down the pitch. Don Manfredi, one of the most powerful wingers in Super League. And what Catalan can't do is play too much on their emotions, because they can't just try and jump the line, try and get a belt the opposition, because if good sides will always look to play outside here. A clever kick right on the money from Matty Smith. The ball goes up from Pat Richards.
Well, if we think back to that game in 2006, Pat Richards lined up on the wing for Wigan. Tonight he's in Catalan's colours, and Don Manfredi, the future and the new, is playing against the past.
Richards goal line dropout, and Tompkins will pick it up. Pelissier making the tackle. Casti in there as well. Thomas Bosk, another one of the survivors, watching on from the sidelines. Ben Flower runs into the Catalan defence. Dave Taylor there to stop him, and all over him. Flower looking for a penalty. Wigan looking for the first points, but that ball's been dropped and it's been picked up by Dupont.
Well, that was a good read from Pat Richards on the left wing for Catalan. Comes in, puts pressure and gets in the eye line of Sam Tompkins. Oh, good shot.
Willie Isa.
Will he ever? You can see the intent from Wigan every time they carry the ball, every time they defend, and likewise with the Dragons. Perfect formula.
Well, this will be a red rag to a bull as far as Sean Wayne goes, a party to spoil. But Catalan, look at this, that ball has come loose and the referee will bring him back.
Do you know, they're one of the most conservative sides in Super League, Catalan. They get through the sets, but going into the tackle, you know, Albert loses the ball, but you got the previous carry in Dave Taylor, big and powerful. When he goes into the Wigan defensive line, he gets rid of that ball.
Well, there is a touch from Ben Flower when he makes that tackle, but the young halfback, Lucas Albert, who gets all the plaudits from the Australian players, the Kiwi players and the French players alike, a player with huge potential, making a real name for himself, while the injured Richie Myler just recovers from a groin injury.
Lads, we've got to get in the scrum.
Wigan, knowing a 6th Super League win in a row would put them joint top with Hull.
Let's go. Out!
Points difference would make them beneath Hull. So they know what the incentive is for this game.
Go.
And they have possession. Wigan in this lime green kit.
Two release, Jason! Hold! Go.
And in the opening few minutes as well, Bill, you got to enjoy the atmosphere. Try and not make mistakes like that. It was the pass from Sean O'Loughlin onto Mossop. Was it maybe a touch too hard for him? But you can't forget to play, even in the atmosphere like this. Here you go at the line, coming back, trying to get at Todd Carney. Lee Mossop, the big front row from Wigan, but just makes the mistake. Sean O'Loughlin fixing Glenn Stewart, getting at him, making sure that he's honest and he's looking at what Sean O'Loughlin's doing and trying to get that one-on-one with the smaller man in the half for the Catalan Dragon side.
They couldn't keep possession. Again, Wigan coughing up the ball from a promising position. It'll be frustrating for their coach. That's a penalty. Talk about delaying it. Very nearly missed the flight home. Penalty on the halfway line to the Catalan Dragons. Their first of the game. There is Todd Carney.
Any team that plays against Catalan will try and slow them down and take that space away from Todd Carney. Speaking of taking space away from players, there's one man you don't want to let get a head of steam up going forward. Dave Taylor.
Again, Wigan slowing them down. Powell very, very clumsy clearing the luck. Oh, fell over again. That's a good throw from O'Loughlin on Jason Bacchieri. Takes some hammer, does the combative loose forward. Catalan though coming forward. Duport takes ball and tackle. Good defence from the Warriors on that occasion. It was Sargentson with the tackle. Up the middle again. Bacchieri gets the pass away. Pelissier couldn't take it.
So unlucky.
So annoyed when I just saw out the corner of the shot there, and Anthony Maria as well knows the chance went.
You're exactly right about Bacchieri. He takes the ball forward, he hits hard, does a lot of the unselfish, unseen stuff for his team. But on that occasion, he gets his arm clear. He offers the ball, tries to get the offload away, but unfortunately for the Dragons and Eloi Pelissier, there was a mistake and shoot.
He started well, hasn't he? That was his second caddy in the set of 6 as well, Jason Bacchieri.
Ben Flowers started well for Wigan. Every time there's a big fella, every time there's a bloke that needs to be dealt with physically, Ben Flowers on task.
Can we make sure we get into this scrum?
It's very humid in Perpignan. It's not as sunny as it was in the middle of the week when the temperatures hit the 30s. It's cloudy, humid, about 27, 28 degrees, just a bit of a breeze. So it's going to be hard work for these two sets of players, as if it wasn't hard enough already. Shanley plays the ball. Wigan coming from near their own try line, and Catalan trying to ensure they don't get too far away from that try line with some ferocious defence, but also they've got to be careful not to concede a penalty.
Dominant 2-3, so he slipped.
3 tackles gone. Again, the pass is not quite finding a look at that from Stewart.
Yeah, and because of that pass was poor, Sean O'Loughlin gets whacked, and then obviously he gets whacked because the previous play was Sean O'Loughlin.
Mossop felt that from Horo. Borderline that was from the second row, and the kick straight into the arms of Gigot. There's no Morgan Escaré today for the Catalan Dragons, with Gigot available after suspension.
That just shows you the knock-on effect from when you lose one play, the second play is always difficult to recover from. So if one of your teammates gets a big shot put on them, gets dominated in defence, it's very hard to recover that next play. That's good feet though. Garcia.
Benjamin Garcia back in the sides, back at the club after his stint in the NRL. Didn't get a breakthrough. That's a high shot.
They look good here, Catalan. They're keeping it very simple. As you say, it were Benjamin Garcia on the play before, Eloi Pelissier on that one. Lots of footwork, lots of agility, making, I think it's Sutton on that occasion, just reach and lunge a little bit too far.
Carney just calling the shots. Done well, Todd Carney, this season. He's missed only 4 games, and his presence is always a very calming factor for the Catalan Dragons. Runs the show. Here's Taylor. The Coltrane barges his way through.
He's just too big and strong near the opponent's line.
Looks at the referee and says, what was that? Catalan, good opportunity for them here. Here is Lucas Albert, this talented scrum half. Bacchieri again. Spins. Bang in front of those posts. The Catalan Dragon supporters cheering them on now. Wigan have to hold firm here. They have to hold their nerve as Garcia charges forward. That's the 5th tackle. Wigan doing well this set of 6 to keep the Dragons at bay. Albert puts a little brother kick in. Giga will chase, and it's well dealt with. Good work in the end by George Williams, it needed to be.
Or you can just feel the kettle boiling every time that Catalan get near this line, with the crowd willing them on. Well, this kick is right in front of the Wigan fans. And Tony Gigo, were it not for a desperate attempt from George Williams, could have had a say and could have got the first points of this game.
This is already looking like a playoff game, isn't it? Such as the intensity.
Enthralling, because every physical challenge, every mental and emotional challenge is ebbing and flowing and seeing and sawing.
And look at all the fans. Look at them. That is brilliant to see, isn't it? And Wigan, well, they've got to ride these tough periods out now. It's always going to be a blistering start, the opening 20 minutes. You've got to make sure that you hold on and you keep going set for set with your opponents. Here we go.
Well, the Coltrane is unleashed once again. And just leaves Sutton, I think it was, in his way.
There's not many people in Super League who do that to young Ryan Sutton.
What do you do with him? You can't go down low, you can't go around his midsection, you can't go up high.
What I would be doing is kicking it away from him on the first play.
The Wigan need to stand firm as the battering ram of the Dragons pack comes hurtling towards them. Fired up by little Elroy Pelissier, and now they go wide with Horo. They're about 5 metres out, and Wigan are again defending their own try line. The ball goes backwards to Gigo, shapes to chip and chase.
Hold it, time off, tackle 4.
And the referees stop the clock.
I think there's a pivot been hit. I think when a ball was passed, there might be a late challenge.
They have good attacking shape, don't they?
There it is. I think it's Ben Flower who just takes.
Is it Carney?
The player, yeah.
Ben.
So Gareth Hewer gets the report from his touch judge.
They have so many attacking options. Gigo was tackled there. You look at Todd Carney, you look at young Lucas Albert. And they go for 2 points here. Pat Richards against his former team.
Good run. Good job.
So the first points surely will come from the boot of Pat Richards, the former Wigan Warriors hero.
We can have a talk when we go back.
224 Wigan appearances for Pat Richards at an average of 11 points a game. And honours galore. Now he is wearing the colours of the Catalan Dragons once more back in Super League, Richards. And he's kicked 64 goals already this season, 65 coming up by the look of things.
If I'm in a Wigan shirt, I'd be happy that Pat Richards has decided to go for 2 points here.
Yeah, in big games, they start with a frenetic pace. We just see Pat Richards slot that goal over, post the first 2 points. As the game gets to a natural lull, you almost feel your body relax a little bit because you've been tensed up, ready for battle. And look at that, it's a glorious sight. Anybody that doubts the validity, first of all, of the Dragons, and second of all, of our sport in that particular part of the world, needs to go to a game and sample the atmosphere. It's a wonderful sight.
Well, sample more than the atmosphere, Barry.
The passion's there, isn't it? It's incredible. Everyone, earlier on in the week, they were so pumped for this game. They were all going to come out and support their local side, and Catalan have done their bit for the sport. They've took the games on the road to Carcassonne, Toulouse, Montpellier, even took a game to Spain, Barcelona against Warrington a few years ago.
Here is Taylor once more, getting through plenty of work early on. Taylor, Laurent Freycinet opting to start with him and bring Julien Bousquet off the bench. Becchieri again. And Wigan, as they must have anticipated, facing a fired-up Catalan Dragons side and not doing too badly for the opening 11 minutes. Just that penalty conceded. Have been under pressure. Tompkins, though, they're herding him into the corner.
Well,
the Catalan chasers.
It's a great kick and a great chase. Unfortunately, all that good work's undone now. It's only a little thing, but on tackle number 5, Becchieri refuses to go to ground, so that means there's a bit of time and space for the kicker, and an onside chase. Bernard Gouache will be loving not only the game but the full stadium as well.
And there's, sure there was Phil Clark sitting in the background there, our very own, who's travelled out to Perpignan for this one.
First move! We had Dave, wait.
It is such a big game. It is such a big game for both sets of supporters. The Wigan supporters, they always turn out for this one. We spent a couple of days in Perpignan earlier this week, and even at that stage there were Wigan fans around, and they were already planning how the Warriors were going to stop the coal train. Well, they've had trouble doing that, but they've managed to stop the Dragons from crossing the whitewash early on, which surely must have been Catalan's intent to really blitz them early on here.
I thought Clark was our touchline reporter, Bill.
Oh, move, Jason! Hold,
I think he's got other priorities. It's his dad's birthday. Big celebration for them as well. Here's George Williams. Williams skipping, and well, that was more by luck than judgment. The ball came out, and here's Sargentson now.
Nice move! Come on, back! Oh,
that's the fifth tackle.
Go.
Catalan very quickly up on the kicker, Smith. Hoist that one, Matty Smith, and it's not a bad one given the pressure he was under, but Broughton flips it.
Jody Broughton, who's this year and throughout his career been renowned and employed for his try scoring.
Oh, Gigot has lost that one. Gigot has lost the ball. Sargentson has picked it up. The referee says play on. The Catalan fans didn't like that decision.
They thought Ryan Sutton made a play for that, knocked the ball out as the fullback was bringing it away from his try line.
Referee didn't see anything wrong with that. Here is Mossop now, and Wigan looking to turn that to their advantage. That error from Gigot.
Hold! You're coming forward, Lee.
Right in front of those posts now. Three tackles gone.
Hold the goal line. Hold! Where?
Catalan being told to hold the goal line by the referee. Smith. They're going to go out wide. Charnley will chase this kick, and has he managed to get there? No, the ball's gone dead.
That was a brilliant kick from George Williams. The kick selection just drops it onto his toe. Here's where Ryan Sutton does make a play for that.
And the ball goes forward.
Yeah, and that's what the fans were going mad about. But look at that. Under pressure from Todd Carney. Good kick, unfortunately, he goes out of the field of play. Well, that's what you need to do. You need to just test the opposition's defence. Test the nerves when they're defending near the line.
And just going back to one of the questions you asked about Dave Taylor, there's not a chance of stopping Dave Taylor dead in his tracks, but what you can do is you can handle him and negate the influence he has on the game. He's going to bust tackles, he's going to break tackles and commit defenders, but so far, I don't want to speak too early for the Dragons fans, so far, or for the Wigan fans should I say, he's not managed to influence his side to scoring points. That's a nice steadying kick.
Well, Wigan will be satisfied with this. Last season Catalan tore into the Warriors from the kick-off, and that was how they led. They ended up winning 58 points to 16, the biggest win against Wigan. And they'd built up momentum right from the word go, and Wigan are denying Catalan that at least.
Well, Sean Wayne likes to use emotional anchors and emotional hooks, and he's talked about that loss, that 58 points to 16 loss last year. There'll be many of the players playing for Wigan today that will have experienced defeat on this pitch, and Sean Wayne, as I say, he likes to do that, and he likes to draw a line in the sand and say that doesn't happen to us again. You caused it, so you fix it.
15 minutes gone, and Catalan ahead just by 2 points to nil with that Pat Richards penalty goal against his former club.
Good feet. Look at the line speed though from Catalan.
Well, it's another penalty. Glenn Stewart hanging on to Gildart's ankles.
He'll earn that penalty because Gildart uses his feet at the line, he breaks free, and then you can see just tugging onto him.
Come on back.
Good play from the youngster. He was direct, hit that ball at some speed, and then use his feet to get through and land on his front.
Tell you what, a referee's got to have a thick skin in a game like this, because in a full house and a pumped-up Catalan crowd, they really do make their displeasure known, and they did then at that call from Gareth Ewer.
Even in an empty house, Bill, I wouldn't want to be a referee.
Here come Wigan Warriors again with Ben Flower. That penalty allowing them to get the Dragons on the back foot. And Williams, Stewart went high on him, and that's going to be another penalty.
It is a high tackle, Bill, but I bet when George Williams is juggling that ball, he sees his life flash before his eyes as Glenn Stewart comes into his eye line. Look,
it'd be so easy for him just to drop that ball, wouldn't it? Just pull away from that tackle. That's bravery, in my opinion.
And in big games, inches are the difference.
Well, the Catalan Dragons are back on their own try line because Wigan have decided not to go for the 2 points that were on offer there. They're keeping the momentum going. You saw Matty Smith just doing that signal to the sideline to keep things going, and that was the call. And so they'll try and find a way through this Dragons defence, and Smith shifts it onto Isa, but that's good defence. Broughton is quickly up on Gildart to nail him. They go down the short side with O'Loughlin. Isa.
Wait for it, Glenn. Go.
No joy there. Williams shapes to kick, gets the pass away.
On the line, Jason. Go line.
Flower just a couple of metres short. Little grubber kick comes through and Broughton deals with it. Good kicking game from the Wigan Warriors early on here.
And that's the sort of kicks I was talking about before. I was referencing those. They just put doubt in the opposition's mind. George Williams again. He puts it into the same spot, to the same person. It went dead before, but not on that occasion. He just has to make a play for it. But good defence from Broughton and from Pat Richards. They're coming in and they're closing players down. They're hitting the centres as soon as they catch the ball.
I'm liking what George Williams is doing today. He's having a growing influence, coming up with those big plays. Not just try scoring opportunities, but little inch plays. As I say, inches are the difference in big games. And although it doesn't look that flattering when you get a goal line dropout, it's pressure and pressure and pressure.
Richards gets good distance on that, and Ben Flower gathers it inside his own half and then opts to bring it back. Casti leading the way with the tackle. Remy Casti. Over 200 Dragons appearances for him. Here's Willie Isa now.
And just looking at setting some field position here, Wigan. They're getting in good ball. This is where they want to attack from.
They are attacking now. Here's Sargentson. Sargentson stopped by Dupont. Big battle that is. Vince Dupont and Ben Sargentson. Smith puts a kick over the top. Claimed by Carney. Carney to Gigot. Oh, Gigot gets past Mossop.
Well, they don't look short of numbers when Wigan go wide. Tony Gigot just clutching his left knee.
And we're watching the reaction of Sean O'Loughlin then. He seemed to be disappointed with something. Turned round and looked perhaps at Matty Smith, saying, I wanted it and needed a better kick than that. But he turned round and cracked on with his job. You see, he's disappointed there.
Oh, there's a trip there from Mossop.
And then there's the trip.
Right under the referee's nose, and Dave Taylor says, come on, what about that?
Well, Dave Taylor, Policia, straight away, and you can see. Well, he puts his right foot out, he gets him, but if he puts his right arm out, he can still get him.
Lee.
And in fact, somebody has had a word.
It's a blatant trip, 10 minutes.
And Mossop has gone to the sin bin.
Do you know, that could be the difference as well.
I wonder, video ref is Chris Kendall, whether the word has come back from the video ref.
You can't argue with that. Lee Mossop was beaten for footwork, and in a desperate attempt to stop the fullback Johnny Gigot, he sticks his foot out. But Wigan Warriors, who've defended stoutly so far, will have to do it with one less.
Good communication between the officials then. And Gareth Hewitt sending his fellow Cumbrian Lee Mossop to the bin, and Taylor tried to get the pass away, and again it doesn't stick for the Catalan Dragons. Is it going to be one of those days for them?
Yeah, the one-handed offload as he goes through the line. But Catalan, well, they've won 11 of the last 14 games. They're certainly playing with an awful lot of confidence.
But Wigan will be happy as long as the Dragons don't take these chances. And Wigan can create their own, maybe, with Williams. Good footwork from George Williams.
Release!
And there's a lot of pressure on Wigan's back three, I think, in this game. Sam Tompkins, Josh Charnley, Manfredi.
Oh, Isa's pass, and Charnley reacts quickly to retrieve the ball, but they've lost momentum there.
Yeah, and the big outside backs, they need to win those first few plays. It makes it easier against a Catalan side that hopefully for Wigan would be retreating, as Salima Tautai is on the pitch now.
Well, he'll add his no-nonsense approach to Lima Tautai to this. And Wigan down to 12, but in with a chance here with Manfredi. Back on the inside, the ball is batted down, it's still loose as Sargentson got the first try of the game. Referee has wiped the tackle count clean and awarded the try. Dan Sargentson, the first to react to that loose ball as it came back in field.
Well, Ryan Sutton, the number 21 for Wigan, normally plays at prop forward or middle unit. He's asked to play in the back row on the right edge. He goes at the line. It was a brilliant ball to Manfredi, and that ball's played from Remy Casti, and then he's touched down because the ball's played from a Catalan player as he sticks his arm out to get it from stopping the ball going inside to Dan Sargentson. The ball rolls forward and Sargentson gets it, but what about the pass from Ryan Sutton? It was absolutely brilliant, hitting Don Manfredi.
So Dan Sargentson gets his third try of this Super League season. Justin Horo claiming that he'd got a hand to the ball first before Sargentson could touch it down, but not so. It was Sargentson who grounded the ball, and the Wigan supporters at the other end of the field jubilant at that. Now then, Matty Smith with a conversion from out wide. Landed 49 goals so far this season. Can he land number 50?
Time on.
Difficult conversion, but Smith makes it look a piece of cake. And Wigan lead by 6 points to 2.
Well, it's a ruthless response. A couple of minutes ago, there was a line break made from Vic Dave Taylor, and they managed to get enough numbers back to prevent the try, and then from that position and possession, they've managed to get the opening try. I agree with you, Tez. It's a lovely ball from Ryan Sutton. He's a middleman, and his responsibility normally would be carting the ball up, not playing on the fringes and the edges. He's done an outstanding job there. Opening try to Wigan.
We're happy. Just accept it. Come on.
A typical Pat Richards restart, hanging high in the air, but Sargentson underneath that and stopped in his tracks as he runs into Taylor and Pelissier.
And that try as well, not only on the scoreboard, but it'll help Wigan in the energy battles whilst they're one man down with Lee Mossop in the sin bin. Wasting a couple of minutes with the conversion. Now just get through the set here. Sean O'Loughlin, so versatile, isn't he? He's the daddy of the pack for Wigan.
Dropped that.
He's made a mess of that play, the ball.
Dropped that ball.
Tautai, Taylor with a terrific tackle on him. Tompkins, Powell, and they shifted on wide to Williams, and Williams looking to link up with Charnley. That's the fifth tackle.
Go.
And Matty Smith with plenty of time to put the kick in, so he hoists one, maybe a bit too deep. He's made a mess of that. The ball's gone backwards. No, it hasn't.
Gigo has all the tricks in the book, but he has too much time. I thought that Matty Smith had too much time to get the kick away. He had too much time to catch it. It looked like it went backwards to me, but you'd reward a good kick, a good chase. Wigan look good at the minute. The growing influence of George Williams. He looks the threat and the danger man for Wigan.
It was a disciplined kick as well in the chase. And all you've got to do is sometimes just get in the eye line and the pressure. Well, we've seen Tony Gigo come up with some absolutely quality plays.
Hold the line.
He's missed just 2 games this year, but he comes up with some blunders as well.
And they could pay a price for that. Wigan, down to 12 men, have looked far from disadvantaged by Lee Mossop's sin binning. They've scored 1 try, and they're looking for more points here. Tautai, short pass.
Second move.
Sutton.
Go line, Tony. Hold. Go.
Tackled by Horo. They fancy some more points. Here is the try scorer. Sargentson gets it away to Smith. Smith, and they are in for more points. Sutton it is. They should play with 12 more often, the Warriors. Sutton with the try, and Catalan pay a heavy price for that error by Tony Gigo.
Well, Ryan Sutton, not only can he create a try, he can score one as well. And sometimes you just need to offer yourself, and Wigan, when they go into contact, You can see that Dan Sargentson, he attracts 4 players. He's so good, so close to the line with his footwork, but that big man, just 20 years of age, Ryan Sutton, I'm a big admirer of him.
There are enough defenders, we will say that, there are enough defenders to fix it up. Baitieri and Elwar Pelissier just simply open the gate for the big back rower.
You're okay. Tony, you okay with the comms?
So Ryan Sutton getting his second try of the season on his 50th Wigan appearance.
Time off.
Well, he's got a job description. That job description is anyone who comes near you, I want you to knock them into next week. When you cart the ball up, make sure you direct, use your power. He certainly did that to score that try for Wigan. And again, it just helps Wigan in those energy stakes whilst Lee Mossop's on the pitch. Off the pitch, sorry.
The Dragons regrouping by the post there as Matty Smith looks to succeed with another conversion.
Time on.
Wigan ahead by 12 points to 2 at Stade Gilbert Brutus.
Well, Matty Smith, he has a runner outside. Sam Tompkins, who we haven't seen much of in the opening of this game. As you know, Bill, I like to break the game down into quarters. I think the first 20 minutes was an aggressive game of chess that was neck and neck, but the last 4 or 5 minutes has been all Wigan Warriors.
Time to run.
Wigan have won 8 of their last 10 meetings with Catalan Dragons. 6 of those were at the DW Stadium, but they're well on course here, leading by 12 points to 2, and that was a great take from Tompkins from the restart.
It was kick into space. Sam Tompkins had to be brave to go for that ball. Elwar Pelissier right in front of him.
Justin, come on, out the ruck. 3, move.
Good defence as well. When games at home, when you're expected to win and there's a big crowd that are at the back of you, if the game goes away from you, you don't get the start that you want, the crowd won't allow you to give up. There's a good carry from Tautai.
5, Justin, move. Back line.
Yeah, there's going to be a party in Perpignan. At this rate, it's going to be the Wigan fans who will be partying.
Play on.
The way their side is going, weathering the storm early on, and then hitting the Catalan Dragons with a couple of very good tries. Well, the first of them maybe a touch of good fortune about it. The second one very well worked. This was the opportunity. And Lucas Albert couldn't take the pass from Taylor.
But look at the shirts, the Wigan shirts get back. Ben Flower, the front rower, who's since left the pitch. I was very impressed with his first stint. And the physicality of the Dragons, matched up with the agility that they've got. Here's the former, the physicality in Bousquet.
I think the coal train has left the field, the bus has come on as the kick goes up and Charnley gathers.
And isn't it a big plus having Julien Bousquet? Talked to him early on in the week and he was suffering from an ankle injury, but a big, huge lift for his teammates, having him on to just replace Dave Taylor, keep those big fellas moving around in the middle.
Tompkins appealing for something. Actually, they've got the coal train and the bus on the field at the moment, Catalan Dragons.
4, move. Come on, David.
So there's not one, there's 2 of them coming for you.
Here is Talima Tautai.
5, glide clear. Go.
Wigan, 5th tackle, and Smith going for a 40-20. He's got good depth on that anyway. Wow,
that's a brilliant kick.
Going all the way.
And they take that, Wigan, as well. Just slow the pace of the game down. You see the Dragons players, they're in no hurry as well. Frenetic 30 minutes, just short.
Here's Pat Richards. Wigan in great form. They've won 6 league and cup games in a row. Their last defeat away from home was at Warrington on April the 28th. That's why they're going into this game against the Catalan Dragons with no fears.
3, short on the line,
They beat Catalan in round 1, 12 points to 6.
Anthony Maria looks like he's got a problem. He took a carry in and he limped away. Good offload.
Garcia gets the pass away. It's Thomas Bosk who's on, I think. And Romain Navarrete out there, the young forward coming off the bench. So Lawrence Fraser making the changes. Albert puts a little kick in. Tompkins puts the brakes on and slithers his way just a couple of yards forward.
He's like a ghost, Sam Tompkins, and players, I think when they're running towards Sam Tompkins and they've got him in their eye line, they have a very different intent than they do with most players. They want to get hold of him and give him a bit, but he's that much of a rubber man. He very rarely gets dealt with and gets a full shot put on him.
Well, Lee Mossop back onto the pitch, and there's a change as well from the coach. He brought Greg Burke off and giving Sean O'Loughlin, the captain, just a couple of minutes off the pitch. As you say, it's been a big game. Another player that's come on the pitch is Jake Shorrocks.
Burke in the vanguard for the Warriors there. And then Smith just stepped outside the 40 as he put that kick in, and again drilling it down the field, and Gigot claims that one.
His kicking game's been excellent. He's been finding space, he's been hitting the turf, and when the ball's been going up in the earth, he's had a good onside chase.
And Tez, I think it's Sam Powell who's gone on. Young Shorrocks has come on. He could be playing at 9. I'd hate to see George Williams given that responsibility. I think him out wide on them flanks looks really dangerous.
Wigan scoring all their points when Lee Mossop was on them off the field after that sin bidding.
What are you trying to say, Bill?
They're coming forward now. The kick, though, not a good one from Carney. It's picked up by Manfredi, who evades the first couple of tacklers until Busquets gets a hold of him.
He always breaks a few plays, doesn't he, Don Manfredi?
Thomas, come on, Andrew, on the ruck.
Very good player, explosive when he goes into those tackles, the defensive line, but Catalan just trying to slow Wigan down, getting numbers in, peeling off, and he's hurt to Lima Tautai.
And that's the wrestle that Wigan have got, that Catalan have got. They're desperate not to give the ruck speed to this Wigan side, because if they get ruck speed, if they get on the front foot, then they can post points.
Anthony, offside.
Mossop plays the ball. Sutton then finds Sarginson, gets the pass away to Smith, back to Sutton. A nice floated pass from Sutton finds Greg Burke, and Wigan turning it on here. They've got the numbers as Isa finds Gildart, and Gildart slicing through. What a run from Oliver Gildart, what a try! What a try that is from 19-year-old Oliver Gildart. The referee hasn't awarded it.
What's it like, Cole?
Do you know, that's absolutely brilliant, that. The speed from Oliver Gildart. Ryan Sutton was the man who shifted the ball from the right-hand side to the left.
Got a try, Chris. Just check the obstruction, please.
I didn't see anything, Bill, in the build-up to this. The ball's gone from one side of the pitch to the other.
Checking the obstruction, Pat.
It's a nice flick from Willie Isa over the top. There you go. I'm not sure whether that hits the play. It doesn't matter to me. The question is being asked, did he run around anybody?
No.
Well, no, clearly he goes in front. That's just gas, acceleration, and he sees the line at his mercy. I thought he might have been looking at the put down. Jody Broughton, as I say, fast player.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with this. He doesn't run behind Willie Ice. He doesn't take a Catalan defender out. And he's not obstructed. That is just sheer speed from the youngster.
Oliver Gildart caught the Dragons defenders napping there, and he's claimed surely a third Wigan try. That's the call from video ref Chris Kendall. No problem with that, and Catalan looked dumbstruck by this Wigan onslaught in the first half as they run in another try. This one, his 7th of the season from Gildart.
Well, they just can't get all the Wigan at present. So that's just sheer speed. He beats Albert. He beats Jody Broughton.
And I think he feels Jody Broughton over his left shoulder. That's the reason he dips down as he gets just before the line. They've handled the conditions and the atmosphere incredibly well, Wigan. As we were debating during the week, would it inspire or crush the Catalan Dragons? Well, quite simply, they haven't been allowed to do either, because the Wigan Warriors have met fire with fire. They've been nice and physical and aggressive, and when they've had their opportunities, they've taken them.
Matty Smith then. Looking for a third success with the boot, and that one's another formality. And Wigan Warriors, look at this from Oliver Gildart.
Yeah, well, they've been clinical. Look at that. He gets up to top speed over a couple of metres. Not only does he get up to top speed, but he backs himself to beat those close Catalan defenders, who, even though when they get a hand on him, he still powers through that tackle. And sometimes in big games, well, coaches will talk about, don't play the game early on in the week in your mind. And I said at the start of the game, there's a lot of pressure on this Catalan outfit going into this game.
They are pooping the party properly, are the Wigan Warriors so far. Half an hour gone, they lead by 18 points to 2. And that's a crowd you can hear the Wigan Warriors supporters at that far end of the ground, the left-hand end of the ground.
The Dragons are capable of coming back into this game. They've just got to halt and stop the momentum that the Warriors have got at the minute. Every time they play the ball, every time they catch it and run forward, they're meeting a retreating defence. And the Dragons have got to deal with that. There's obviously just short of 50 minutes left in this game. 10 minutes before half-time. When they get in at half-time, they'll reassess, and I imagine they'll come back out and try and change the tilt of this game.
Wigan's defence, though, is a really tough proposition for an opposition side. They've conceded fewer tries than a lot of other sides on. I beg your pardon. We have lost contact with Perpignan just as Wigan were in control of this game and leading by 18 points to 2. And really, I think surpassing what we anticipated in this game. We thought Catalan would come out and hit him hard. Well, they tried to, but Wigan soaked it up.
Well, the opening 10 minutes, it was all about Catalan just trying to bash the Wigan Warriors, but Wigan would have expected that. They knew exactly what was going to be coming. Sean Wayne would have drilled it into them all week, along with Sean O'Loughlin. Players who've played in some big games know exactly what to expect, and you can look at the tries, you can look back at how Wigan started, and you've got Lee Mossop, when he goes to the sin bin. Sean O'Loughlin was disappointed. 10 minutes in the sin bin, and as you say, Barry, when he goes off the pitch, it seemed to be that the Wigan players rallied around and they scored a couple of tries and were just playing with so much confidence.
Well, they knew at that point the backs were against the wall. Not only did they have the atmosphere, they had to pull some points. We started with a beautiful pass from Ryan Sutton and Dan Sargentson. I think Justin Horrow, he tried to claim that he'd put that ball down first, but it's a lovely ball from Sutton. John Manfredi throws it back inside, and Dan Sargentson gets the first try of the game.
Do you think it was never really asked about, was it, whether Horrow got there first?
Yeah, I don't think there was a problem with that. And I think that Matty Smith's kicking game has been absolutely brilliant. He's kicking long, kicking the distance, and then you've got, obviously, George Williams, who's caused Catalan some problems with his short kicking game, and Tony Gigo, he can come up with some brilliant plays, but just the amount of numbers that Wigan seem to be attacking with, and hasn't Ryan Sutton been a standout?
He's been all over the pitch, and it's a good line. He needs to be brave, because when the try was scored, we talked about Baitieri, Eloi Pellissier. They could have dealt with him there, but unfortunately for the Dragons, they weren't up to the task. Love watching this young player.
He's been good. Another player, Gildart, Willie Isa with the ball over the top, and just look at the acceleration. He backs himself, gets rid of Tony Gigo, gets rid of a prop forward in Julian Bousquet, and they just can't contain Wigan at present. That's good speed, straight, drops it down a gear, straight through the gears, and good play from the young centre.
Well, sorry for the loss of pictures. We're in the hands of our French colleagues, and perhaps the climatic conditions. It has been known in Perpignan, and we've lost contact with Perpignan and with that transmission, and Wigan leading by 18 points to 2 and really doing everything right. They've, apart from Mossop's sin binning, which obviously wasn't in the script, they weathered the storm early on, and they've faced fire with fire in terms of what goes through the middle of the field, and they've taken the chances.
Well, it was always going to be a brutal game, and then you can add your flair players into that, the likes of Sargentson and Gildart and Tompkins at the back. But I've been very impressed with George Williams, who looks like he's gone into the hooking role now. Jake Shorrock's coming onto the pitch. But you look at George Williams, he was Young Player of the Year last year. He's just 21 years of age and he's played 71 games, 3 tests at the end of last season. So he really knows at such a young, tender age what it's like to play in those big games, those big encounters, as Wigan are looking to get back to the grand final for the 4th year in the row. But some of these young players have played on the big stage and experienced the big 80-minute games.
Well, we mentioned before the game just who's missing. I mean, you go through this missing for Wigan list, and there's half a side there, isn't it? Gelling, Crosby, McIlorum, Joel Tompkins, Liam Farrell, John Bateman, Tony Clubb, Nick Gregson you've got to put in there as well, because he was staking a claim in the side. So these players who've come in, Shorrock's Bretherton, have come into the side. Oliver Gildart, you look at that try. I mean, they have stood tall for Sean Wayne, haven't they?
They've stepped up to the mark and they've dealt with the occasion. We've mentioned a couple of times the cauldron-like atmosphere. When you can't hear your mate as he's passing a call on, you have to rely on your instinct and your practice a little bit. That muscle memory that you've developed over the course of the season, definitely you've revisited it in the week when you come to an occasion like today. Glenn Stewart, who has over 200 NRL games, I think he stood up. I think Dave Taylor has been a big body for Wigan to deal with, but other than that, it's been a bit disappointing for the Catalan Dragons. You look at a back row stroke front row is allowed to get that ball away, and Dan Sargent, who gets the first try, just puts his side on the front foot. Looks like we've got the pictures back now.
Well, sorry for the interruption, and Wigan Warriors in control of this game as we head towards half-time. And another Wigan try while we've been away.
Well, they're just in dominant mood, aren't they? Well, they could have lost the ball here, or is it a penalty?
It's another penalty. It was a penalty, in fact, from Matty Smith to extend Wigan's lead by another 2 points, 20 points to 2, and they are getting caned in the penalty count by the look of things.
Yeah, and 3 converted tries away, and we're not into the second half. There's some cruel defence, and Wigan are really aiming up, knowing what they're up against. But Catalan, well, they need to come up with some points. If they don't score before half-time, they need to score in the opening 5 minutes of the second half.
Well, Wigan are doing everything right. A great first half it has been for them. The clock counting down and frustration for the Catalan Dragons on such a big day for the club. We've talked about it beforehand. They talked about it in the build-up.
Come on, movement!
All these great former players back. Steve Menz is in the crowd among them. But they've watched Wigan Warriors do a really good job on the Catalan Dragons in this top 4 battle. Wigan looking to go top of the table, joint top of the table with Hull FC, and Jake Shorrock floats a ball over the top to Charnley. Charnley will try and use his strength to go on the outside. Gigot makes the tackle. They've not finished yet. Gildart, Shorrock's onto Williams. Williams puts a little kick in, and it's cleaned up by Lucas Albert. Good work by the youngster.
George Williams has done that all afternoon. He's been quite content to just put the ball behind the back of the defensive line. And yet again, Wigan Warriors strip the Catalan defence. And Josh Charnley, he managed to get outside. No points were posted. And Wigan give a penalty away. Well, there's not enough time, I feel.
Yeah, with the hooter about to sound, Catalan get a penalty.
Well, they needed this penalty as well. Seems like they've been defending near their own try line for the majority of the game. Well, again, pressure from Ryan Sutton. He just can't bring in Albert, the youngster.
Well, Catalan running it, and Broughton keeps it alive with Stewart. This will be the last action of the first 40, probably. It is. The final whistle sounds for the end of the first half, and Glenn Stewart limping away. His knees painful after the
who played back all those years back in 2006, Thomas Bosk. He will not want to lose this game up against some of the young stars, and they've got some of their own young stars as well in Lucas Albert Been very impressed with him, and just 7 years of age that lad would have been when both of these sides met.
Yeah, it's Lucas Albert's 18th birthday on Monday, in actual fact. At the moment, it's not going to be much of a birthday party, because Wigan lead by 20 points to 2 as the second half gets underway, and this Catalan Dragons side have got to find a way through this very mean and well-organised Wigan Warriors defence. Thomas Bosk, who did make his debut in that 2006 Super League season, just a couple of weeks after the start of the campaign, he made his first appearance against the Casavid Tigers at the Jungle. And he's gone on to be the club record point scorer in his 11 seasons with the club. They need some points from Bosk today.
And there'll be some confidence as well in this Wigan side. To not concede a try in the opening first half, to ride out those tough periods like they have done, to lose a man into the sin bin, yet go into the sheds at half-time winning 20 points to 2. That will give them a big lift.
Laurent Fraser maybe telling his players not to panic.
Run on, move! Hold on, Tony.
If they could get a foothold back in this game, then maybe they can turn the tables. But Wigan will be intent on making sure they do not get that foothold.
And we talked before half-time about Catalan Dragons having to score. But what they also have to do, and it's equally as important, is they have to prevent Wigan from scoring. And they did that on 3 occasions in the first half.
It's Talima Tautai. Numbers in there to make the tackle for the Catalan Dragons. And Wigan, in this very vivid kit,
come on, back.
Just crossed the halfway line. And it's Sam Tompkins who puts the kick in, and it sits up nicely for Tony Gigo. But look at that lime green wall. It's not quite the same as cherry and white wall, is it? Lime green wall doesn't have the same sort of ring.
Well, it certainly does catch your eye though, doesn't it?
Spiritually, it's cherry and white, and they've defended strong, and it wouldn't matter what colour these shirts are today.
That's a big run from Benjamin Garcia. And again, not giving up on that play, attracting those full players, a quick play of the ball. Here goes Thomas Bosk.
Here's Glenn Stewart now. Stewart gets the ball to Broughton. Broughton with Charnley standing his ground to make the tackle. 4 tackles gone.
That's better, Bill. To win the big battle, you've got to win all the little ones.
Let's go.
Lucas Albert onto Horo. Horo still going. Justin Horo, and into the corner for the first try of the second half. And that is the tonic the Dragons needed, and what Wigan Warriors didn't want to see. Catalan keeping it simple.
Some good stuff here from the Catalan Dragons. Quick play the balls, lots of energy, and lots of passion. We haven't seen too much of that whilst they've been totally outplayed by this Wigan side. Justin Horo gets over the top of Don Manfredi. He felt like he'd got his hand to the ball on the first try that Dan Sargington scored. But it's took them 40 plus minutes, 43 minutes to get on the scoreboard.
Sorry, Tony.
And it's a great try from Justin Horo.
Justin Horo got the Dragons try in that round 1 defeat at Wigan in February when they lost by 12 points to 6. Gets his 5th of this campaign, the New Zealand Maori player.
Okay, Mark,
He's given Pat Richards a tough task with this conversion attempt out wide.
Time off.
But that is exactly what the Dragons were hoping for at the start of the second half.
They'll just be happy to put some points on the board, score a try. Pat Richards here, steady as nerve. He's not had his kicking boots recently, but he'll be hoping to knock this over against his former side. The concentration.
The wind, I think, is in favour of Pat Richards from behind, and that one, just wide of the target, gave it a good belt. Look at Laurent Fraser, look at that, wow, that is animated.
Where's your passion? Let's get out there. I'm going to go down to Benjamin Garcia. Benjamin Garcia's run earlier on, the previous player to this, he doesn't give up, he doesn't drop to his knees just because there's 4 men around him. And as I said when he was carrying the ball, he attracts 4 men, so there's going to be space somewhere, and that space was on the left edge where Justin Horo scores.
Now, Bill, I don't speak that much French, but I don't need to understand the language. that Laurent Fresneux has used during half-time. He said, play with pride, play with passion and represent this badge and this shirt with honour. And so far his side have tried to live up to that.
Line, George, hold. Go.
They still have some work to do to overhaul Wigan, and the Warriors have got to hold their nerve now, keep their discipline,
wait, go.
and try and ride out the storm.
Well, they're always going to have a say in this game, Catalan. Whether it be in the opening 10 minutes, whether it's
3, release Greg.
in the following 10 minutes, they're always going to have some say, and they're always going to score some points.
Glenn Stewart, the ball's gone back. Garcia's done well, but no, it's still loose, and it's been picked up by Broughton. And Broughton swooped on that loose ball and picked it up and salvaged it for the Dragons, just getting over the halfway line. Carney.
Okay.
Here's Gigo now. Gigo onto the try scorer in the second half, Justin Horo.
Well, they're looking like they're trying to earn the right to play. They're carrying the ball with more aggression. They're landing on the front, they're offloading in the tackle.
Anthony Maria gets it back to Romain Navarrete, and then Stewart spills it, and it's picked up by Greg Burke.
Well, 2 sloppy pieces of play from the Catalan Dragons. That's what they can't do. They can't give the ball away cheaply. And Justin Horo, who scored both home and away against Wigan, has led the way and shown the rest of his teammates what they need to do.
And Frady. There's a hand in there, says the referee. That'll be another Wigan penalty.
And they're little plays that you can't do. You get yourself back into the game, you score a try. You're playing with more confidence. And Don Manfredi is a handful for anybody, whether it be the outside backs or some of the bigger forwards like Julian Bousquet. You just can't have your hand anywhere in the vicinity of the ball when you're trying to get back into the game.
Well, Wigan have made good use of the penalties that have come their way in the first half, and they'll be looking to do it again. As that ball steal is penalised by the referee. Mossop does well to get that pass away to Williams, and Williams puts the footwork on the Dragons' defence, but Horo makes the tackle. What an offload that is to Sutton, and Sutton has the scent of another try, but he's lost the ball, and it's picked up by Gigo.
Well, 2 beauties from Wigan. First from Mossop, who must have been millimetres off the floor, and then the second one from Williams. And it's been good discipline from both sides with the ball in the first half.
But the second
half is completely different.
Again, it's that man Benjamin Garcia. You can't bring him to ground. Look, he's just holding Gildart away from him, keeps on pumping those big legs.
We've missed Benjamin Garcia, haven't we? Nuggety player, can play in the middle and on the edge.
Wow, good shot from Mossop.
Well, there we go. Julian Bousquet, who celebrated his 25th birthday this week.
I've already called tackle 1.
Has just got a birthday wish.
Go.
Referee says he'd called tackle 1 already.
Back, Ryan. Go.
Navarrete plays the ball. Carney took a hit there from Willie Isa.
Solid and all.
Crowd didn't like that. Gigo plays the ball. Carney just getting to his feet.
Yeah, he's struggling. He really is struggling.
Come on, work at 10.
Wasn't much of that in the first half, but now the Wigan players just letting them know.
Lucas Albert is almost through. It was a good tackle. It needed to be from George Williams. Horo. Little cross-field kick. Broughton will climb for this one. It's Charnley who gathers it.
It's knocked forward.
And there's a knock-on now.
Hand over. Hold.
And Todd Carney, on the 2 occasions after he was hit solidly, was very far away from the defensive line. You watch this. Right in the ribs.
That is late.
That's going to hurt you, that. Because you can see how he relaxed when he passes that ball. He wasn't expecting anybody to get anywhere near him. Look, they could be penalised, Catalan. They've got to make sure that the discipline of that marker. Both of the markers weren't stood square.
Markers square.
Was that late?
Wait.
Was what I was asking.
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
Julian, we need to hold the line.
Like a couple of legal eagles. You never answered the question.
Yes, Ben.
Referee Gareth Hewitt didn't say anything wrong with it. Todd Carney did.
3. Come on, Glenn, on the line. Wait for it. Wait.
And have
go.
Wigan seen off this latest Dragons flurry. As Willie Isa just casually offloads that ball to Gildart, scorer of a spectacular first half try.
Wait for it.
4 tackles gone.
Go.
in the middle of the field. Ben Flower.
5, Remy, release!
Well, he's always there, Ben Flower, to put his hand up.
Go.
Matty Smith has time to put the kick in.
And Remy Casti hit Matty Smith late then.
And Pat Richards gathers the ball inside his own in-goal area, going across the field, and Isa makes the follow-up tackle.
Move!
Well, there's going to be a couple of brave carries here. You can see some of the Catalan players, they can't get back behind the ball. And just as I say that, the penalty is awarded to Catalan.
Wait till they get back.
There was not many behind the ball willing to take the ball forward, knowing that we're going to come up with a decent kick and a decent chase, pinned him a couple of metres from the line.
And some coaches will say to some of the bigger players, look, make sure you're back for tackle 3. Take as long as you want, but as long as you're in position for tackle 3, that's your job and responsibility. It just doesn't look great when players are walking so early on, 10 minutes into the second half.
Here's Casti.
2! Move, Ben! Ollie George.
Plays
George,
the ball.
get back.
Lucas Albert, and Albert trying to find a way through. It's a good tackle. He's looked very lively in this second half as Lucas Albert. Taylor is on, the crowd roars their support as he takes it forward, anticipating another rumbling run from the big man. Another rumbling run from Busquets.
5! Release the rook! Hold!
There's 5 tackles gone, bang in front of the posts. Albert stabs a little kick in, and Tompkins does ever so well there to get past Horo. It's Casti who collars him.
He does do well to get out of the in-goal area. But what about the show and go for young Lucas Albert and Dave Taylor, then Busquets?
Onto your feet.
He certainly have got the bit between the teeth.
Well, to be fair, Lucas Albert, that is his pet play. He's got to develop something more than that. Because you can tell when he's going to run, because he has that show and go, and you can tell when he's going to pass, because he passes it early.
Tautai, good run from him.
Release Todd! Back Julian!
There was a little tug on his hair then. Todd Carney apologises to him, said I was trying to get hold of it, the only thing I could get was your hair.
Todd, move! On the line, come on!
O'Loughlin plays the ball. Smith is inside his zone 40, thumps the kick downfield, but into the arms of Pat Richards. Big weekend for French Rugby League this is. You've got this game in Perpignan, not far away. Toulouse, who leads the Kingston Press League One, take on the side in second place, York.
Oliver, come on, 10 metres.
This evening in Toulouse. What a big game that is. Here's Tautai. Carney definitely got. That's not very sporting, is it?
He couldn't get hold of him, could he? He was just arms out everywhere, Todd Carney. That's the only thing he could get hold of.
Taylor.
4! Come on,
Not able to build up normal head of steam, the Cole train there. Justin Horo. Horo reverses, takes him on again.
He didn't like the shape, Justin Horo. He wanted to pass.
Come on, Oliver. Oliver, come on.
Maybe there was a wide play set up, but he didn't like the shape. He kept hold of it, and that's another good kick. What's the chase like?
Can Sam Tompkins get out of trouble this time?
Yes.
He's in the field first.
He's done that twice now.
Yeah,
obviously, you need to be brave, but you need to be smart as well. And he's won his side a penalty. He hasn't had too many involvements, Sam Tompkins. He's had a lot of work to do. Look at that. I talked about him. He's like a shadow, it's like a ghost.
Sam, make sure we're not diving forward as well. Yeah, I know he's in the ruck there. That's why I'm telling him. Just be careful diving forward. Back.
Referee Gareth Ewer explaining to Sam Tompkins that he's got to be careful not to dive forward. He's going back to that Toulouse game. There was a big meeting in Toulouse today as well, and French Federation, the French Rugby League Federation, has a new president. So the reign of Carlos Zalduendo, he of the big moustache, is over, and the former French Rugby League player Marc Palonc has taken over as president. I know there's a lot of concern in France that the game is not making the progress needed, and Marc Palonc is seen as the man to try and galvanise French Rugby League. Somebody needs to galvanise the Catalan Dragons here.
Well, Catalan are certainly doing their bit. When they went to Warrington a couple of weeks ago, they had 13 French players.
Hold the line, wait.
Playing in the side.
It's with Wigan now. They conceded that try from Justin Horo. And there was more pressure on them, but they've managed to steady the ship, and then again putting Catalan under pressure, and Broughton has knocked that one on.
He's dropped it, Jody Broughton, and we've complimented the crowd from Catalan, but behind those sticks you can just hear the cry of the Wigan fans. Let's compliment the travelling Wigan army who've come in their thousands. Here's Glenn Stewart, who takes a tumble. Sean O'Loughlin and Glenn Stewart, two of the toughest competitors, as Tony Martin giving his flag away.
Well, Wigan have done their homework, and Tony Gigo and now Jody Broughton having a tough time underneath that high ball. It's probably, I think, the third one they've spilled.
Time off. Couple lads, let's get together.
From the kick chase, isn't it? They're getting up there, and you've got to be brave, Bill. You've got the Wigan fans behind you, but you've also got that towering kick to contend with.
Sargentson.
First release! Come on, goal line! Goal line, Todd!
First half try scorer of the first try of the game, in fact, Dan Sargentson.
Two
Wigan
moves! Hold the goal line, David.
Looking
Hold!
for their first points of the second half. They conceded that Justin Horrow try, but now they come forward, and that blast from Tompkins can't find Charnley, and there's frustration from Sam Tompkins.
And Sam Tompkins, he knows that that is not up to the usual standard. Everybody's in the right shape, Gildart and Josh Charnley, and as soon as he passes that ball, Sam Tompkins, he bashes the floor in frustration.
And they've got enough players in motion, Wigan, to cause problems. But that pass needed to be better. Maybe hit the winger, who will then feed Charnley.
Here's Broughton.
First movement! Come on, Ben! Go!
Sutton links the tackle. An outstanding game so far. Gigo, Powell with that tackle.
Two release, Sam! Hold. Go.
Crowd giving the referee the bird there. Casti.
Three
and Jake Shorrocks
Come on, back
wrestles
with me,
into
wait.
the ground.
Wait!
There seems more oomph in the tackle. There we go for a 40-20 from Todd Carney.
But he's not got the angle there. That's still a good kick. What's the chase like?
Oh, just too much. Just too much. For Catalan, then, they would have hoped that if it doesn't go to touch and it's a 40-20, at least hold up in the field of play.
Sargentson almost catching Catalan napping from the
come on, back! Go!
Taylor is in the ruck. Bretherton.
Two move! We had just seen David Hold.
Off the bench for the Warriors. Here's Ben Flower now.
Three release, Glenn! Back!
Agreed a new 4-year deal with the club, Ben Flower. Now here's Gildart again.
Move, Geordie!
This time they don't allow him the same sort of room that they mistakenly gave him in the first half, although it was some great footwork as well from the young centre. Sargentson puts a little kick in. There's one for Manfredi to chase and score from. What a kick that was from Sargentson. Gareth Ewer wants video ref Chris Kendall to have a look at that. The Wigan Warriors supporters at that end of the ground had a great view.
I don't think there's a problem with this. It's a good kick, it's a good chase. He's in the field of play. There's no problem. Absolutely no problem. That's a good finish as well.
Well, I watched a cup game last week when Don Manfredi was given the try, and I think I was closer to the ball in my front room in Oldham than Don Manfredi, but I'll give him that one. That's definitely a try.
Yeah, well,
good kick, good chase, good reactions from Wigan, and the speed to get round his opposition.
It's good vision from Sargentson because he knows that Pat Richards is up in the defensive line. There's nobody sat back in that pocket waiting to defend that player.
What does Chris Kendall think?
He thinks it's a try. He confirms it's a try.
Yeah, I've got you, Chris. Yeah, I've got you.
And Wigan extend their lead.
Yeah, got him.
Good shape. They go from one side of the field to the other. The defenders are all up, but not committed from the Dragons, and that's the key aspect of that try. Nobody is committed. Nobody actually tackles anybody. They just hold and hold and hold. And Dan Sargentson, he has the intellect to put that ball behind, much like George Williams has on a couple of occasions, and Wigan profit.
6 tries in the last 7 League and Cup games for Don Manfredi now. He got a try against the Kosovo Tigers last week in the Cup win. And he finished that one superbly. What about the kick though from Dan Sargentson?
Have you got, is it coming in and out?
Going forward.
You're fine.
Chris says he can't hear me. I'm
picked
coming in
out
and out.
the slot perfectly.
Yeah, mine's alright.
And Matty Smith has picked his spot perfectly. It's right between those posts. And this is turning out to be a masterclass from the Warriors.
Well, this is just a well-constructed play and try from Wigan. See Sargentson, when he goes at line, look, he has a look at what's in front of him. He spots that Pat Richards is up in the line. He isolates Dupont and he just drops the ball
Mark,
onto his
are you okay with the comms,
boot,
Mark? You can hear me.
kicks it perfect way to him. Those travelling Wigan fans will be happy that they've attended this festival of rugby league, and so far Wigan are on top.
Well, they will be joint top with Hull FC. Points difference will keep them in second place in the table, but Wigan looking to profit from Hull's slip at Huddersfield and from Warrington's slip at Hull Kingston Rovers. Wasn't as costly for the Wolves as it was for the Black and Whites. And what about this slip from the Catalan Dragons? Because Saints will be scenting that there's still a chance for them. Claim that top 4 place. Saints in 5th place, 6 shy of 4th place going into this game. It's going to have to be some turnaround now.
Well, everybody is enjoying such an open Super League this year. You're never certain of result. When you turn up to a game, you think it's going to be one side that gets the result, and more often than not, you're made to look a fool.
And let's not forget as well, when we split after 23 rounds, the Super League sides in that top 8 keep those points that they've earned in the opening 23 games. And then there's still 7 more games to go before the top 4 is finalised. And Geordie Broughton, well, there's a problem here. And you can just see
Ben Flower
flies
really
in
impressive.
because of Geordie Broughton when he juggles that ball, and you can sense that as a player. As soon as that ball is juggling in the air, you've got a bit more time to get off the line and just try and give it to your opponent.
And you can also sense that opponent is more focused on the ball, and there's a chance for you to inflict some pain, and that looks like what Geordie Broughton has had to contend with. Now we see Sean Wayne and his coaching staff.
And he looks relaxed, doesn't he?
His side have played very well.
I think there's just over his shoulder was an unhappy David Ferriol. He wasn't a very good loser.
They haven't lost yet, but what they have been is they've been second place in lots of departments, specifically the first 40 minutes. Now what the Catalan Dragons players need to do, and it is essential, is they get back on the bus and they make sure they go down, if they go down with a fight. I was going to say about Ben Flower. Ben Flower in the opening 20 minutes was really important for Wigan. We had the bus, we had the coal train, while Wigan have got the Flower.
Go.
Catalan, an hour gone. Wigan ahead by 26 points to 6.
5, moving, Ryan. Come on, go.
Taylor plays the ball. He's furious about something. The kick is charged down, and Sargentson watches it. Is this play? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think
beautifully scooped up by Manfredi. That was.
First release.
Well,
come on back.
20 minutes to go in the final part of the quarter of this game. There just seems to be more energy with this Wigan side at present, making meters going forward off the ruck from dummy half.
Come on, go.
Catalan players getting left on the floor.
And the Wigan fans celebrating their side, heading for victory. Only Hull and Warrington have won at Brutus this season. Catalan, normally so powerful at home, but they've been overpowered here. They've won 7 from 9 at home this season, including each of the last 6 games. But significantly, the sides they've lost to have been fellow top 4 sides, Warrington, Hull, and now it looks like Wigan. Their fellow sides in that top 4.
Catalan even 50.
Yeah, totally agree. I'm just watching Catalan here now, Bill. I'm looking at some of the senior players that are mentioned at half-time and who's going to inject themselves into the game, who's the one who's going to take control.
Time's off.
Like Glenn Stewart, the back row. Every time we watch him, the number 11 for Catalan. 5 caps for Australia,
Sam,
the ever-present this year. He's been the player that we've always focused on in games. He works so hard in defence, offers himself in attack as well. But Todd Carney, the man who's about to feed the game, he just needs to get his hands more and more onto this ball.
First move!
DePaul with the first run, he's been quiet. Vince DePaul just back from 3 games out after injury, and I'm just wondering how fit he is, in fact. It's been his normal impact-making self. Albert onto Carney. Wigan just drifting across, and look at that, nowhere for Broughton to go.
Yeah, Bill, he's confronted by 4 players. They're just trying to play outside him, shifting the ball from one side to the other without really doing anything.
Now they've got a bit of width.
But again, it just seems too easy for Wigan to defend. You've got to ask more questions. Play direct, play off speed around the ruck. That's the focal point of the game.
Jason Baitieri, 28 years old today. It's not turning out to be a particularly happy birthday for the Paris-born Aussie. That kick, though, is hoisted, but Tompkins,
It's okay.
well positioned underneath it.
He was never going to drop that, Sam Tompkins, was it?
Hold.
His feet were planted. He was certain, even though it was twisting and turning in the air, he was certain where it was going to land. And there wasn't much of a chase from the Dragons as well.
Release Jason.
Their energy levels need to pick up. We saw Lauren Fresinu at half-time beating his chest, asking his side to play with a bit of passion. Well, they need to put more passion and some more energy into the last quarter.
To your feet.
Well, Sam Tompkins just has his ankle pulled from Dave Taylor, who's beaten on the play of the ball. He's down. He's just lying there. He can't get out of the weight of the ruck, and he just can't resist. And they just gift those cheap meters. Look, you can see him on the floor. I'm afraid he gets up, and there's the little tug. Was it on Sam Tompkins?
First, Justin, move! On the line, hold Glenn, hold!
I'm not so sure Simbin him. Definitely a penalty.
Here's Bretherton.
Seconds, release. Come on, Glenn.
20 years of age, he's been on the bench for the last 4 games. Joe Bretherton, well, Wigan have managed this injury crisis that they've got. That pass wasn't managed very well, and it's picked up by Ben Garcia.
Clear the ruck.
Tough to catch that ball then, straight at the line, and some speed as well coming from it. Maybe the ball was out of the back. They had some numbers on this left edge.
Come on, back.
Castille, Eloy Pelissier. I'm just wondering whether Pelissier's gone into his shell a little bit. He took a terrible verbal lashing from his chairman, Bernard Gouache, after that foul on Kurt Gidley against Warrington, which cost Catalan a try. That's a late challenge as well. Here's DePaul, crowd incensed by that.
Nobody interested in it. The only attention is from the Catalan players, and that's a poor end to the set from Catalan. And the reason they might have had a poor end to the set is there's a late challenge. Remy Casti, Ben Flower.
We're happy with it.
I think that's okay. I don't mind big man on big man. I don't like it when a big man hits a ball carrier. That's where I sort of look.
And the referee, Gareth Hewer, he thinks the same.
Yeah, it's late. It's late from that angle.
Hold it.
From that angle, it looked okay. It looked as though Ben Flower was committed. Remy Casti going straight at the line, playing out the back.
Remy, come here, mate.
Trying to get some of his speedsters the ball.
Remy, have a word with him. I'm not taking it off him. Just have a word with him. Need to get a grip. Come on.
Well, Todd Carney, his frustration evident.
Come on, boys, get the ball.
Well, they're just trying to force Catalan
come on,
to play early. As soon as you're at the first man away from the play of the ball, that man has been intimidated, he's been pressured from the inside.
Come on.
And with Catalan focused and the questions being asked of the referee, Gareth Hewer, was that a penalty? They've just got to make sure they keep the marbles here, keep the discipline.
Two, release Glenn!
Well, the referee might have quite a fiery last 15 minutes to look forward to here. That's a knock-on, though, by young Oliver Gildart.
And that's in the favour of the Catalan Dragons. What they can't do is play with a lack of discipline. They need that extra edge. They need that aggression. They need to fight the way back into the game. But if they do that by fighting, then they will lose. We've seen that countless times.
Well, the Catalan Dragons players are expected to attend this big celebration dinner after the game at the Palais des Sports in Perpignan. They're going to be some very bruised and weary Catalan players. Whether they can see it through to the end at 2 a.m. in the morning, as another penalty goes Catalan's way.
Well, this is what they need. They need the ball, they need the penalties.
Think about what we're
Good
doing.
field position.
Just calm down.
Gareth just trying to calm down the French players. Do you know, he runs out, doesn't he?
He does every single time.
Come on, back! Ryan, come on, 10
Nuggety. Casti, another nugget. And that's another high shot.
And Brereton over the top.
Offside.
It's a penalty that's given
make the goal.
offside.
Hold it. He's the mark.
Well, it could have been a high shot.
Right,
Offside.
Willie line.
So you got Betteri first of all, then Remy Casti.
Go.
Is this a last
Sean, move.
throw of the dice for the Catalan Dragons to try and break the Warriors' grasp on this game? It's got to come soon if they're to do it. It's with Vincent Duport. He somehow gets the pass away and Powell snaffles it.
When he offloads that ball, he's got to make sure it goes to a teammate. Yeah, when you get your hand free, look to pass the ball, but let's make sure that it goes into your teammate's hand. As Wigan look to shift it here, there's Josh Charnley.
Players are held.
He's not held, says the referee. Charnley
Move.
takes the Warriors away from their own try line.
I think they've got 3 minutes here, otherwise it's game, set and match.
Jason
for Wigan.
There is Laurent Freysineau, who kicked off that first game against the Warriors in 2006. He was recalling it this week and how Sean O'Loughlin mistimed his pass, or Becca Pallier Senior mistimed his run, depending which way you look at it. And from the resultant scrum, Mark Hughes managed to get in at the corner, and Freysineau hit the post with a conversion. The kick is a good one. And Gigo losing his footing.
Well, they need a little bit of that look. Of course, that stadium, the Aimé Géral Stadium, was lucky for them on that night. They need to find some of that look. They need to work their way into this game. They're getting enough penalties, they're getting enough possession. They need to show a bit of composure when they've got it.
Wigan may be tiring in the closing minutes of this game, because it has been a massive effort from the team in high-vis green.
Well, Wigan will just try and slow them down here. Sam Powell all over Tony Gigo. And that's the frustration from Catalan. And although they get the penalty, he lashes out Tony Gigo, swings his arm, and he's lucky not to be penalised.
Garcia.
Release Ben. Sean, onside. Willie, 10 metres.
In fact,
go.
Ben Flower again, another crunching tackle. There he is again involved. Worked so hard the front row, set the platform for everything that's come off the back of it.
Glenn Stewart's.
Fourth. Move, Jake.
Willie Isa has been everywhere as well for the Warriors.
In round one, he made 34 tackles against Catalan.
Help!
Look to offload the ball here.
I've already called held.
The referee said he'd called held.
Five.
He's had a tough game to keep control of, Gareth here, as that kick comes in, and Manfredi gets it at the second attempt.
He's controlled the game well, Gareth Hughes. He's talked to both sides. He's took control when he needed to lay down the law. He has, and again he keeps talking to them, but they're just not listening. They know that where they are, trapping Wigan in the corner, that's where they want to get off the line. The first 3 steps, generate that momentum, and just really give it to Wigan. Look to force the error.
Catalan penalised once again.
Wait, Jason, go.
And Wigan 10 minutes away from a crucial win.
Hold.
Again, I'm going to say Bill, I've been really impressed with him. Ryan Sutton, Lee Mossop as well.
3, Justin, release. Yeah, Julian,
Well,
hold it, hold.
this was a Sky Sports game, and we were at the ground and giving the Man of the Match awards.
Who am I giving it to, or who are we giving it to?
Oh, three.
I think my arm will go up for Ryan Sutton. That's to play in a position that he's not used to.
Okay.
There's Gigo, and Gigo breaks on, forward gear. But look at that from Gildart. That sums up the effort that Wigan have put into this game.
I think there could be a lot of contenders for the man of the match. In the Wigan shirts, we talked about Lee Mossop. He, of course, after 17 minutes got sent to the sin bin. And since then has been on a crusade to make that up. Ben Flowers played well. George Williams has had some good involvement. Gildart's try, Sargenson's footwork. Sam Tompkins, when he's had the ball, when he's been called upon.
Is this a team Man of the Match award?
I said
there's not going to be much champagne to go round, is there?
There hasn't been a bad performer. It's been a good team performance by the Wigan Warriors.
Go.
And I'll have the champagne, forget the players.
Glenn Stewart.
5, Jay, clear the ruck. Go.
Plays the ball, Catalan. There's been more of what maybe Laurent Fresneau was demanding from his side in the second half, but it still hasn't been enough.
It's been in spells, hasn't it? When they've looked to just turn the pressure onto Wigan, but then Wigan seem to have coped with it. Yeah, they've conceded a try, but their attitude to defend and put pressure on the inside. When you talk about Ben Flower and the likes of Willie Isa, when the ball goes away from them, they're hunting in defence. Then you've got this man at the back, Don Manfredi, who always looks to break free. Look, a Catalan player left on the ground. That's what Wigan do so well.
Wigan came here looking to spoil the big party that the Dragons have planned, and to avenge last season's humiliation on this ground when they lost 58 points to 16. That was the Dragons' biggest ever win against the Warriors, and they are 8 minutes away from achieving that.
And there you go, Tez. Your man of the match, Ryan Sutton, passes the ball back.
Here we are.
It should have been caught. It should have been another attacking shape. 3 players in attendance. It goes in front of Powell, and I think the reason it goes in front of Powell meant that Sean O'Loughlin thought somebody else was catching it and dropped it. But a very tough, compelling game. And in the wash-up, the Dragons will learn a lot from this. They've met a steely, resilient Wigan Warriors. And if Catalan Dragons want to be the same, they'll have to learn and pick apart this game and see how the Warriors have done it to them, so they can do it back further on in the season.
Worrying times for the Catalan Dragons, though. There's 3 defeats in a row with this. They've lost at Warrington and Hull in the Cup. Now at home to Wigan. They are not home and dry in that top 4 yet.
Yeah, and we often talk about the home record. 6 wins until this game that they've gotten at home, and a proud home record is what everybody wants.
So disappointing for the backroom team at the Dragons, who've really worked hard this week to put all this celebration on. Yannick Ray, the marketing and media guy, Christophe Jouffre and Christophe Levy, and all the people in the background who've got everything organised, but it was down to what happens on the pitch. And what has happened on the pitch is that the Wigan Warriors have come out on top, that's for sure.
Do you know how many times have they got back into the field of play? Some very good kicks close to Wigan's line, have trapped Wigan, or it looks like they've trapped them. But coming up with efforts like that, Gilbert, we've obviously seen Sam Tompkins do it, and they're just big plays. It might not look much, but it gets you back into the field of play, and you're not conceding another set of 6 where you've got to defend your line.
Dan Sargentson has had a big game as well. Was he in your man of the match list? Does he get a share of it?
Footwork.
Clear the ruck, Remy.
He gets a sit.
Go on, Lucas, hold.
They all get a sit.
Back-to-back tries for the man who is off to the NRL next season with the Gold Coast.
Stole the ball.
A clear rip here from Remy Casti on Sean O'Loughlin, the captain.
On the ball away.
As the clever kick comes off, but Oliver Gillard, look at this, gets the ball, he's under pressure, uses his footwork, gets away from Garcia. Might not look much, but that's a huge play for Wigan, and off the back of that play, they now get a penalty, so they're out of trouble. They're attacking in Catalan's half.
Line, boys. Wait for it.
Catalan Dragons regroup, will have to regroup and head for a game against the Castleford Tigers next time out. Wigan
First,
home to Wakefield next up for them.
Come on, back.
Hull, who will still lead after this, but have Wigan right on their tails. Have the Leeds Rhinos.
Wait. Go.
A game you can see on Sky Sports.
Release Justin! Hold!
Pelissier, I was just saying earlier on, has Pelissier gone into his shell after the criticism he took?
He hasn't played to his full potential, but I think you can say that about most of the Catalan players.
Oh, trickery as the ball reaches Charnley. Stewart makes the tackle. Who else? On the last. Crossfield kick sails over the heads of everybody, and Richards has to bat it dead before Willie Isa can capitalise.
Well, when that kick goes in, here's the attempted tackle and flick pass.
We're checking the offside.
This kick goes in, it goes in from Dan Sargentson, who's not the normal kicker. But because they're on, and when you're in big games, you need to be on in the big moments and take those big moments. That's what Wigan have done. And it's not the perfect kick, and it's not even the recognised kicker, but Wigan have enough about them, and they're in such a groove and rhythm in this game that they all respond and force this goal line dropout.
Sean Wayne will be happy. 10 years ago, as we said at the start of the programme, that man was in a Wigan shirt. They were defeated in the south of France in the first game, and Wigan have come and they've certainly spoilt the party.
Well, Gareth Hewitt telling Pat Richards that he's waiting to get confirmation that it was a goal line dropout.
Stay back.
Which seemed apparent because Richards had pushed the ball out of play, but Richards typically thumps that ball downfield, but Ben Flower builds up a bit of
Come on, Glenn, with me.
power.
And who does he pick out? He picks out two of the biggest men in Dave Taylor and Julian Busquet.
Still time, still time. 4 minutes left.
Back Lucas, come on. Hold, go.
Instead of running at someone who's a touch smaller, picks the biggest ones. There he goes again.
Goes forwards, but Flower took the ball.
Remy, 10 metres.
The ball and Busquet at the same time.
Go.
Wigan looking to round things off maybe with one more try. Sargentson. Garcia makes the tackle on him.
Hold the goal line. Go.
Across the field they come. Matty Smith. Sutton.
5.
As
Clear.
He was right from the word go, running hard.
Go.
Powell. Sargentson. They could be... Charlie is furious with himself. Maybe the pass was just behind him, but there was an opportunity there.
Well, he had to do the no-look pass because he was trying to commit Jody Broughton, which he succeeded in doing.
On the 10.
But the pass was too far in front of Josh Charnley, who couldn't collect it. Catalan get the ball 10 metres away from their own line, but I'm going to back you up on Ryan Sutton. After looking at all the players, considering that Ryan Sutton hasn't had a break, he's played what looks like he's going to be full 80 minutes, and for a big man with a high work rate, that's a credit to his conditioning and his attitude.
Penalty goes the Catalan Dragons' way.
Ball's lost.
Will be some disappointed Catalan players.
Yeah.
You can see Jason Materi always gives 100%.
Let's get together.
The ex-players that have come over from the other side of the world, speaking with Damien Blanche earlier today, he wanted to be there, he wanted to fly him, but he couldn't come over. He's expecting his third child.
Let's group together.
Up in Wollongong.
Formation.
And Thomas Boss, well, it's not been their day.
But the success of the day is commercially, they've sold out the ground, they've sold out a dinner with 4,000 people sitting down to eat. How you feed 4,000 people, I do not know, and a further 1,000 people gone to watch and be part of the occasion itself. So commercially, a huge success. Unfortunately for the Dragons, they haven't lived up to the hype on the field.
David Taylor is not a happy man.
Second, clear the ruck.
He's getting a bit carried away now.
Come on.
He's lost the game.
This is a big statement by this Wigan Warriors side.
Third, clear the ruck
Warrington
towards.
and Hull both
Hold
winning
the
here.
line.
Well, Wigan
Hold.
have followed suit. And you wonder then whether Catalan are up to the task. Can they mark this anniversary season with some silverware?
Go.
The hopes of a home semi-final might not materialise. That pass just didn't stick. Sutton it was trying to get it wide, but Pat Richards intercepted.
Hold. Go.
Christophe Dufresne, the CEO of Catalan, saying that now we need to build on
clear.
what we've done over previous years. We need to win some silverware. We've just been to one final, that was in 2007, and they went to the Challenge Cup final. But still looking to get to Old Trafford this year.
Well, what about Wigan? Wigan with a semi-final in the Challenge Cup to look forward to, and now going joint top of the Super League table on the back of this win in Perpignan. Glenn Stewart gets the pass away to Taylor. Taylor offloads to Casti. Casti, has he got the pace? No. He's tackled by Sarginson. They're offside there.
Yeah, they couldn't get the ball away to Albert as well to finish and send the fans home with something. Look, great ball here from Taylor. Attracts.
Time off.
What about
the Wigan players?
Back
on the line.
He has a defender rushing towards him, avoids that defender, finds a pass. The big fella's in the clear, and then he eventually finds Remy Casti.
Balls forward. Balls forward from Taylor, Remy Casti to Julian Bousquet.
It's Dave Taylor.
And that about sums up the Dragons. They had opportunities in the first 40 minutes, in the first 10 minutes, when they did as expected and tried to cut through the Wigan defence, and there were just one or two offloads that didn't stick.
Come on, make an effort.
And it's never been their day. It has certainly been the Wigan Warriors' day. Bosk's disappointment sums up the Dragons, but the Wigan Warriors jubilant after that 26-6 victory in Perpignan. Better from the Dragons in the second half. We saw Laurent Freysinou thumping his chest, demanding more passion from his side. He got it in the second half, but not enough to unsettle the Wigan Warriors, who were virtually in command all through the game. And now